Welcome back, my friends and neighbors. Let me get in a better position here. There we go. Let's see. I'm just double checking that you can see everything okay. There we go. All right. Welcome back to the 52 Weeks Paintcast. It is Monday night. Once again, always streaming live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So, very cool indeed. Very cool indeed. Tonight we have a really cool painting. We're going to get right to it. By coating the canvas with some liquid white, we're going to be painting a very special place, Grandpappy's farm. I always remember when I went to No, I'm just kidding. I didn't go to Grandpappy's farm. I had Pop-Up and Granddaddy, and neither had a farm. But we are going to coat this canvas with liquid white tonight. A very thin layer. Now, we paint with acrylics here. If you're new to the channel, we paint with acrylics, and liquid white is just titanium white with a few drops of slow dry medium in there. And that's how you kind of cheat with acrylics. You have to cheat because they're not nearly as flexible, shall I say, as oil paints are, but they are really cheap. And we are going to get paint everywhere tonight. It's going to be wonderful. I've been kind of experimenting with my liquid white formula, and tonight I put 5 drops, and it's like a melted ice cream consistency. And I kind of like it. I'm going to smack the microphone. As you know, if you've watched our show, I smack the microphone a lot. It's because I haven't figured out a good solution to it yet. Brushes go flying everywhere. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun here on 52 Weeks. A lot of fun. I take Bob Ross's techniques and I adapt them for acrylics. And it's a lot of fun. They look different, but they look cool. I like them. I like them a lot. All right, we are fairly coated here. I'm just going to go and smack the microphone again, evidently. All right. Let's rinse off our brush. As you've heard me say millions of times, unless you're new here, you got to keep your acrylic brushes rinsed because acrylics will dry very fast. And I've got a towel here on my lap that I dry them off with. So, without any further ado, we'll put that guy there so he can probably fall off. And I am using really cheap craft paints tonight. See if you can see this. We just have white. Gray is a new color for us. Red, green, blue, brown, yellow, and black. And honestly, it doesn't get much simpler than that. So, without any further ado, I've got an 1.5 inch brush, and we're going to go into some blue and put in our sky. And I've just got my palette off here to the side, because it's easier for me. Get some good paint in our brush, and then we're just going to do X's, and I'm just going to come down. I'm just going to come down kind of like this. Yeah, that's nice. You want it darker up towards the top. That's kind of cool. And I don't know, we'll just kind of do this. I want some kind of neat clouds and different things like that in this painting. Because it's a farm. It's going to be like the farm at the end of the world. Okay, that's kind of cool. Great. All right, let's just see if we can use this brush and do some clouds. We're going to go right into some white. Just a little bit on the corner of the brush. Let's see how this works out. And we're just going to go... I don't really like that. So we're just going to rinse off our brush. And we'll do it with a fan brush. Okay. Let's get this fan brush. It's a nice size. And we'll go into some white. We'll just put a little bit of white on there. Get it loaded up with paint. Just make sure it's not clumped on the edges there. And we'll just kind of go up like that. That's kind of cool. Doesn't have to be too specific. Cool. I like it. Rinse our brush. I thought about what I wanted to do today, and I thought, I've done some winter scenes lately, and I have at least one episode that I recorded that I'm going to show at another time. But I thought it would just be kind of nice to do like a farm scene, Let's do that, and let's come in here. And let's just do this. Because that just looks kind of weird. There we go. Now we're going to take a big mop brush and we're just going to blend. We don't want to blend too much, but I'm just going to go around and do like X's and just, my hands are dripping. And we're just going to blend. Blend, blend, blend. And you can do this because of the liquid white. We don't want to blend too much because then everything will disappear. And before I blend too much, this right here, we just want to get the paint strokes out and blend everything together. Okay, cool. That's it. That's all we want to do. Neat. Just like that, we have a sky. And I've just got a big old bucket next to me with a little bit of water in the bottom that I use to wash my brushes. Okay, now we need to make a decision about our house and our barn. So we're going to take our paint knife, dry off my hands once again. We'll take our paint knife and we'll get some black on there and we'll start putting in the outline for the different, let's just do it. Here we go. We're going to pull out, I don't know if I can show this too well. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Just pull out a little bit of, now this is really thin paint. This isn't like oil paint that's really thick when Bob does it. It's really, really, really thin. Okay, so we're just gonna, and we just get a little roll of black paint. A little roll of paint. All right, now we got to think about this. How's this house gonna sit? Well, I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna sit. First of all, it's gonna sit just like that. That's it. This guy over here. Yeah. He's going to come down to like there. All right. Whoop. Oh, I'm grabbing a hold of my canvas while there's still wet paint on it. The liquid white just bit me. So we'll get a little bit more black. And we're just going to come over to here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. I'm not going to draw. I'm not going to paint with a knife because I can't do that. There's that. Okay. Man, this knife is just jiggling all over the place tonight. There we go. Okay, that's very cool. So we've got our outline there. Now, before we get too crazy, let's go ahead and outline the barn as well, okay? Oh, boy. Let's do it in black as well. Now, this is going to be different. It's going to be a little bit closer, a little bit bigger. So let's go over here and just do like... There we go. That's really bizarre. You know what I did? That's okay. We will fix it. We will fix it. This just became an Amish barn. Actually, it's like this. It doesn't matter what we mess up because we can just paint over it. There we go. Okay. Now... Yeah, that's the basic shape. Now, the question is, what brush do I want to use? Let's use this brush. It's just a small brush, and it's really great for blocking stuff in. There we go. I want to make sure I don't have any paint on the bottom of my palette before I set it down. That would be rough. Okay, and we're just going to come in here. This is the best way that I've found with acrylics to do this, because the knife is really terrible at this. Either that, or I'm terrible at doing this with the knife, with acrylics. Okay, very cool. Cool. Okay, I like that. And then maybe we should get brave. I'm just pulling out a little bit of paint onto this brush. It's like a 1-inch brush. And let's get brave and see if this works. Kinda. I don't hate it. Let's put a little bit more paint on there. I don't hate it. Makes it faster. Okay. Okay. It's not as good as Bob's, but that's okay. It's just dark color. Now, that's kind of cool. I was going to do a gambrel roof barn, but I decided at the last second that I have zero experience with that. And rather than have something look really, really stupid right now, I figured I would just forget it. We will make a little bit taller barn, though. Or if we don't want it tall, we can cut it off at the bottom. We're not committed. We are not committed. But I wanted to make it a little bit taller because it's a little bit closer than the house is. I just dipped my elbow right into some paint. It's a little brown paint. It's all right. A little brown paint never hurt anybody. So once again, we're using Bob's techniques here and adapting it for acrylics. Oh dear. Okay. All right. I don't hate that. That's pretty cool. All right. Good deal. Okay. Let's clean this up. Now we've got to decide where the light's coming from. And I'm going to say the light is coming from the left, so these areas here are going to be lighter. Ooh. While we let that set for a second, let's take a look at our comments. Well, hello, Barb. I know I forgot to beat the devil out of the brush. That's okay. I tell you what, let's go ahead right into... what color do we want to make the house? Maybe we'll do some brown. Let's do some brown, and then we'll make the barn red. I like that. And I'm just going into a little bit of the brown. We're going to get it up. We're going to be brave, and we're going to use this 1-inch brush here. And I'm going to do the dark side first, because it's just brown. All right. I just want it to look like old wood. All right. Now let's go into some light color. Light color. White. White would be how we would do this. Let's lighten it up quite a bit. That's pretty light. And I'm just mixing it right on the brush here. That's kind of a neat little effect there. All right, that's kind of cool. Now, as far as the roof goes, let's go into I don't know what we want to do for the roof. Oh, what the heck? Let's just do red. Let's do a little red. I'm just going to wipe the knife off, and we're just going to go into a little bit of red and a little bit of brown. I kind of like that. Let's just do, whoops, oh no. I pulled it the wrong direction. That's better. I just want it to look like old shingles or something. You know, something that's gently falling apart. Or quickly falling apart. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. We'll leave that there. Okay. Now, let's wipe it off. And just go into a little bit of the black with a little brown. And we're going to do some shadow. Do some shadow. Smacking the microphone here. All right, let's do this. Okay. All right. That's good for now. A little bit of black. Because we want that shadow. I'm not really in love with this side of the house, but that's okay. I think we're going to put some windows in and stuff, and then we'll see what it looks like after that. Maybe a chimney on top. I think that'll be okay. All right. Now, red. We want red. Let's just go into some red here and do the dark side and see how it looks. Or maybe we'll go into just red. Let's do this. This is like a really old red. Really old red. I like that. I very much like that. Just kind of taking my time with it. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go into some red. We're going to load up with red and a little bit of black. And we're going to do this side. Does that look darker? Maybe we need a little bit more black. Or maybe some brown. Let's try brown. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's do that. try this one again. Yeah, that's better. That's a little bit better. Okay, cool. And I'm just wiping the brush off here and using the same dirty brush, as Bob would say. A little bit of black, and let's do some shadow. Good. And let's just do a touch of it there. And a little bit more over here. Okay, we won't mess around with that too much. Now we're going to come into the gray, and we're going to... Oh, dear. I forgot to wash this little brush. Okay. We're going to come into the gray. We're going to load up with a fair amount of gray. I kind of like that way that just kind of comes off. Very artistic feeling. Okay, we're going to stop messing with that. That's our barn. Now let's go ahead over here. And let's like put in a door and stuff. Big old barn door. Okay. And what do we want? What do we want up here? Let's go like this. I like that. And let's come in here up here. Good. I like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some windows over here. Let's do a door first. Let's do a door. Sometimes it's helpful just to brush the area first to get the excess paint off. And then to go over it with the color that you want. There we go. That's our door. Okay. And let's do a couple of windows. That's fine. smacking everything today. There we go. Cool. Just an indication. That's all we want. Okay. Okay, there's that. Let's clean this off. And while we still can, let's see how it looks just to lay in some brown here. Some brown color for grass, maybe a little bit of black. Okay, let's just see. I'm going to hold the microphone here. Okay. That's kind of neat. All right, that's fun and everything. But we're going to use a little bit bigger brush now. Because all we're doing is putting in color. Okay. We're going to use this brush, and we're just going to lay in this color here. And the more you tap and press here, it starts to look like grass, even as a base color. And I'm just trying to think about the contours of the land as I go here. Try not to go back over what I've already done, because then it'll look weird. We are almost done with this lovely base color. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Aunt Barb is a fellow artist. And she's been doing some painting too. Kelly suggests we do some bushes and shrubs around the barn to hide the imperfections. And you know what, Kelly? That's exactly what we're going to do. At least we're going to attempt to. All right, what do we want to do? I want to take this fan brush. This is kind of a nice big fan brush. Well, sort of, kind of. You know what? Do I have a bigger one? I bet you I do. Yeah, I got this big honking fan brush right here, and that's what we're going to use. And we're going to go into some green, and it's really going to brighten this thing up, I think. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We're going to load up both sides of our fan brush. And we're going to pull it out like that so there's no clumps or anything at the end. Because remember, this is really, really cheap paint. And we're just going to follow the contours. Maybe that's a bush over there. I don't know. That's cool. I like that. Some highlights. And that's all we're doing now is just highlighting this stuff. Looks like we need to mow the grass. Looks like my yard. I always need to mow my grass, I feel like. Maybe just a touch of yellow. Probably won't even notice it, but let's find out. We don't want to kill all the brown because there's some dead grass in here, you know? We like dead grass, a little bit of dead grass. Maybe it wasn't such a good year for the farmer. Oh, that's a lot of yellow. Let's do it. Let's run with it. I have yet to perfect this whole putting in the grass thing. It's like afterwards I'm like, oh, I should do it this way, and the next time I paint on the live stream, I'm just like, I can't remember, but that's fine. Oops. That's okay. Sometimes I think too much about it. It's like, no, we just could have put in the grass. See, it kind of looks like a muddy field up here with some grass sticking up through. It's what a farm looks like. It looks messy. No green grassy fields at this farm. We've got a little bit of grass and a lot of dirt. That's what we got. Farmer just plowed. I know, because there was a time when I turned part of my yard into a farm-ish, and let me tell you, there was a lot of dirt and a lot of mud and a little bit of grass in between. It was kind of neat, but that's something we probably will never, ever do again. Okay, let's see here. Sometimes I see with this fan blush blobs of paint come off, and then if I just tap them a couple of times, it looks a lot more like grass. All right, that's kind of cool. I don't mind that at all. It looks like a nice muddy grassy field. Okay, cool. Okay. Cows in the distance. I think you overestimate my ability at this point in my artistic hobby. But that's okay. I like the idea. Maybe someday. Maybe we'll get there someday. Okay. So for right now, let's do a fence. Yeah, let's do it. That's better. These fence posts already kind of have some highlights on them. I like it. Okay. Let's reload with some brown. Now we've done it. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead in here. That's better. Let's go ahead in here. Some of these guys. And we're just... just going to put in some... These don't have to be very perfect at all because it's a farm. Maybe that's a little gate. I like it. Oh dear. Now we've done it. Just kidding. We haven't done anything. You saw nothing. Okay. Yeah, ooh, that's a really cool looking gate right there. I like it. That's cool. I like it. Okay. Now let's see, maybe we'll just bring the fence around here and just kind of make it go off screen. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. Good idea. Good idea. Ooh. I just dunked my paintbrush handle in a big glob of black paint. All right. You know, the funny thing is, whenever I look at this on the camera, it always looks so much better. All right, let's go ahead here. Put in a nice fence, but you know what? I hate that. So one of the problems here is that this acrylic paint is still too wet for the knife. So what we shall do is use a small fan brush and hope and pray that it's not going to turn out badly. And I'm just going to do this to do the posts. And let's go here. Okay. I don't hate that. All right. All right, stop touching it. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, yeah, I don't hate that at all. All right, cool. Now, I'm going to go back and use my 1-inch brush. You can do this with whatever brush you want, really. I'm just trying to figure out how to make it a little bit easier on myself. Yeah, that's right. Okay. These are old, broken pieces of wood and sticks and everything else. They just. Phew, it's wild. Farmers don't have a lot of money, so they got to work with whatever they have. And a lot of the times, what they have is not a lot. Okay. Yeah, this looks like there's some weeds growing up in between the fence. That's kind of cool. Neat. Now I just want to take this and just. Because the light coming in, I just want to highlight it a little bit. It'll help it a little bit to look like old painted wood too. Oh yeah, see? Instant old painted wood. Okay. And we'll just come in here with this guy. Load him up with some white. Just put a little highlight on there. Cool. Old painted wood. Now, for the final touches. We're going to be brave. We're going to use our liner brush and come into some of this brown. And we'll just twirl it full of paint, and we're just going to kind of some like sticks and stuff and old stuff just sitting there. All right. Let's just kind of better idea. Oh, what is this over here? Hmm. It is... one of those ugly rhododendron bushes. There we go. Those big fat rhododendrons. Yeah, there we go. Some flowers. Ta-da! Oh, actually, that doesn't look half bad. Okay. Now for our finishing touches. Let's go into a little bit of green with a fan brush. Maybe a little bit of brown. And we'll just... Yep. Okay, cool. Now I think we will sign it. There we go. All right. Well, thank you all for the lovely comments. I hope you enjoyed this week's painting. Something's wrong. We're a minute early. Either that or right on time. Anyway, I think the best part of this painting is the sky. And that's also the easiest thing to put in. But anyway, a nice muddy farm is exactly what Grandpappy ordered. So, with that being said, join us next week at 7 p.m. Bye-bye, Creepy Wave.